Dungeons. So, this time around we're gonna go into some of the slightly more complicated characters. We are going to check out, we did the warrior last time, and that's like the easy introductory character. This time we have the inventor or the thief, and yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the thief. It's slightly less straightforward, but still like pretty basic mechanics. The inventor and the robot and the witch are when you really start going into like the more like complicated mechanics, the more like unique gimmicks. The thief's deal is the thief gets the thief has a copy of each turn. The thief copies a random enemy ability, gets to use it, and sometimes they aren't that useful, sometimes they are. But part of that is it means that your tactical options aren't as strictly limited by, you know, whatever build you've gone with. It also means you have, you know, somewhere extra to stick your dice, so being able to generate extra dice is more inherently useful when you don't need to equip as many dice things, so you can have like more powerful 2-slot stuff or like utility stuff. So we'll get into that when we start at you know, a couple other bits of business. The first is that version 10, which has the witch and the robot implemented and looks completely different, is available also as a download. You know, if you're in the help, and I do have it downloaded, so you know, if they aren't implemented by the time I want to, you know, check them out on stream, I might boot that up. One caveat is that I would have to get it running in a different browser because Chrome does not support local pages with external assets for presumably security reasons. No other browser has this restriction though, so it might just be like an implementation thing or control thing, I don't know. But I'd have to get that running in some other browser. The other element of business, last time I, you know, introduced it very straightforwardly as a roguelike. Dicey Dungeons is a roguelike, I said. And whether something is or is not a roguelike is historically a very thorny question. You know, I come down somewhere in the middle on the question of how expansively to apply the term roguelike. I think that the term roguelike has been kind of too expansively used. People use it to just like describe anything that's, you know, single session playthroughs and procedural generation. And I'm not, I don't completely agree with that. Yeah, I prefer to call a lot of those games like that, you know, roguelites or roguelike-likes, or, you know, rogueoids. And it's not a judgment thing. I like a lot of those games. I don't even know how many hours I have in like The Binding of Isaac and one. Two of the kind of games that really sort of kicked off this whole, you know, the whole trend of, you know, roguelike style games that aren't traditional roguelikes, then yeah, I know they weren't the first, and like you can't, attribute everything to a couple famous games, etc., don't at me. But yeah, I do enjoy that style of game. Risk of Rain is one I want to pick up again. I'll play more in like Nuclear Throne. Heard a lot of good things about Dead Cells, etc., Like, I am a fan of the roguelike, whatever you want to call it, genre umbrella. But yeah, I don't really think of those games. I'm not comfortable calling those games roguelikes in the traditional sense. To me, a roguelike is, generally speaking, a turn-based role-playing game. But I do call Dicey Dungeons a roguelike, and to some people, to some purists, that would be like, well, what are you talking about? This is a roguelike at all. There's no grid, there's no ask. So, I'm just gonna go through real quick, looking at Dicey Dungeons through the now decade-old, at this point, Berlin interpretation, which was an attempt to define the roguelike genre, after the term had been in use for many years and many games had been created. Some of these not so roguelike games, in terms of just being strict, similarities to the game Rogue, have been coming out, and just trying to nail down really like what defines a roguelike. All these roguelike developers at Roguelike Development Conference in Berlin came up with a list of major and minor factors, and it was controversial at the time. It hasn't gotten any less so. It's certainly not the end-all be-all, but it provides a pretty good snapshot of what the purest definition of a roguelike looks for, and sort of what defines sort of the classic traditional style roguelike. I was going to look at Dicey Dungeons through the I'm going to go through it one by one and see how it applies to Dicey Dungeon, and see how orthodox of a roguelike it really is. So we have random environment generation, placement. The game world is randomly generated in a way that increases playability. Items are appearance and placement of items is random, appearance of monsters is fixed, their placement is random. Fixed content removes randomness. Dicey Dungeon passes on this. Levels are randomly generated, item and monster placement are generated randomly. The one quibble someone might have is that item appearances are fixed. There's no item identification sub-game. Second factor, permadeath. You start over from the beginning when you die, no saving. Death straight pass to Dicey Dungeons. Turn-based. Each command corresponds to a single action or movement. You can take as long as you want to choose an action. Again, Dicey Dungeon. Great pass on that. Purely turn-based. Absolute time element. Grid-based. World represented by a grid of tiles. Monsters in the player take up one tile regardless of size. This is not true of Dicey Dungeons. graph of nodes rather than grid. Which, like, if you wanted to be a real, like, pedantic math nerd about it, the grid is also a graph of nodes. But then, you can get real abstract and say, well, everything numbers, etc. And you get really, like, lost in the muck in that, on the carpet. But, yeah, Dicey Dungeons is not a grid-based game. Fail on that. Non-modal. Oh, by the way, the other thing with grid-based is the monsters and the player take up one tile regardless of size. Is not strictly true across traditional roguelikes. I remember NetHack, I believe it is Jublax. Let me look it up. Yeah, I know there's at least one NetHack monster that is a multi-tile monster. I'm misremembering. At any rate, it's not, this is not as strict of a requirement as you might think. Some very traditional, like, if I recall correctly, have tile. I would like to see a roguelike where your character grows. Maybe there already is one. I'm just like not up on my roguelike as much. But that would be kind of a fun thing to have to manage your character just getting bigger and bigger and map-wise. So a non-modal movement, battle, and other actions take place in the same mode. Every action should be available at any point of the game. This is not true of Dicey Dungeons. Drops are their own screen. Fights are their own screen, etc. Also, like, half the, foundational, traditional roguelikes don't obey this. Angband and Crawl Out Shops. Adom has no world. Complexity. The game has enough complexity to allow several common goals. This is kind of subjective. Dicey Dungeons is relatively straightforward in that, you get through the dungeon by fighting monsters and it doesn't have the giant array. It doesn't have the dizzying array of options, a NetHack or a crawl. But you do have a lot of leeway in how you deal out with the damage. Anyway, I'm going to just, ignore, basically give that one neutral grade. There's really no way to save for sure. Resource management, you have to manage your limited resources, i.e. food and healing potions, find the resources you receive. Not so much, there is money, HP is a resource, I would say, and certainly in combat, your dice are a resource, so gonna, yeah, sure on this one. Hack and slash, killing monsters is the focus, yes. Exploration and discovery, no, not really. And there's some, like, low value factors, like, you know, it shows, you know, like, the numbers are exposed to the player, and monsters obey the same rules as players, technical challenge, dungeon, control one character, the last one pass each play, and Dicey Dungeons passes on most. So, Dicey Dungeons mostly passes the Berlin interpretation for those who care about that. It's not as Berlin compliant as like some games, but I think it's at least close enough that while the roguelike purists may not agree that it counts as a true traditional roguelike, it is, I think at least they should not be mad about it being called that. Alright, so yeah, after that long digression, let's jump into it. The thief's equipment. The thief starts with a dagger, which is kind of weak. It only takes one slot, but, you know, it only hits on a 1, 2, or 3. At least you can reuse it, so that's another way in which being able to generate extra dice is good for the thief, because if you have, you're not going, as long as they're low rolls, you're not going to run out of somewhere to put them. Then you have this lockpick, which splits a die into 2. It generates 2 new dice that sum to the value of that die. Not necessarily evenly. If you pop a 6 in, you might get a 5 and a 1. You might get a 2 and a 4. You might get 2 3s. Anyway, you can see that for the thief, generating lots of dice has value. So we have options here. Frog. I'm not sure why this is called frog. It doesn't look like a frog. Hopefully we'll find out. Anyway, I only have to fight one of these. I'm gonna fight both for the experience, because might as well we'll have, you know, level 1 enemies accessible. Also, this looks like the sprite from Mighty Jilloff, which is a whole other story game. Oh, here we go. In battle, the frog is a frog. Tiny little frog, big ol' sword. Definitely did not just get here from Chrono Trigger. Okay. Sword and board. So, let's sword, because we ain't got a board. Got... Ooh. It's something that does something. Yeah, it's another dice sink. Also, we have free slots, so there's no downside to equipping it. Okay, so we have this ray gun, which doesn't actually help us except on 4. Okay, well, this is a 4. Make that. Bad. Yeah, this robot, it just just shoots us. That's all it does. Healing's good, because it persists. That whole resource management thing. Oh. You can use this unlucky roll to heal a bunch. Because all these ones. All. So, yeah. Gonna really go for it with the healing. Even gonna chop this one up. Again, 1 health, not a ton, but you know, it adds up. 1 is not 0. I am fond of saying that because it's true. That's one thing about games that use small numbers. A difference of 1 is a lot, because like the next number up from 1 is 2, and that's twice as much. And then you have, then the next number down from 1 is 0, which is an even bigger difference. Try this stereotype. Alright, let's we only got to do 1, but at least we got to make him check out our SoundCloud. Minus. Oh, I see. It. I think we can't reuse that. We've been rolling very low. Well. Yeah, it'll be nice when we have something that can take the big dice. Because right now we're just wasting dice left and right. Well, at least I didn't take that extra 1. Put value in 2. The sad thing is that's actually, and that is actually like all. No. Also, I should have done it with this dex. I forgot that I wasn't actually going to be getting 2 again. That's actually the better result. I don't want to use my limit, because I'm gonna get a full heal from leveling up anyway. I guess these enemies have a flow chart, because it doesn't seem terribly optimal to use the one that just weakens, that is the one that does weaken and damage. Yeah, I guess they just go in order. I don't know if all the enemies go in order like that, or just this one. But it's certainly convenient for me. Well, not this time. It's convenient for me half the time, okay? Use unlucky roll to just end this, but it's not really even worth it. Like, he's almost done anyway. Yeah, that's good enough. The crowbar is kind of an interesting gimmick. The fact that you can only use it once per turn is kind of unfortunate. Because with countdowns, you want to really like pump your dice into them, but you can't really do that if yeah, you can only use the crowbar one per turn, and then you know, you use your crowbar and it, you know, goes down, takes like 2 or 3 countdowns down, and that's great, and then you have to use the rest of your dice normally. They really kind of have to like go all in on it. Could take the poison needle, because that plays into the whole generate a zillion dice plan. Leather armor, fine. You need exactly a 5, which means it's not always gonna stuff. But no, I got nothing else to do put in those slots, and like some enemies it's really good against, and if it's an enemy that like does a bunch of small attacks, like it's actually worth subtracting 1 from each attack. Not like crazy, but it's something I'd consider like swapping in and out once I really knew the enemies better for it all. Like, this is good. The rock, the once per battle rock is each time I re-thief, then it you know, rebuys that rock. So I get to rock it again. I can use 1/5 on the leather armor. You can position things like kind of to plan your turn, but you know, if you move it too close, it'll snap in, which is good in general. But I don't actually want to do that. I want to put stuff in place to plan out what I'm doing. Yeah, like, basically, you do that, you overlap the window at all, and count it. So yeah. What I wanted to, yeah, my plan is to put one for the poison needle because that's a better use of the low rolls. Unlucky roll poison needle is kind of nice. Basically just 4 poisons straight up. I'm gonna split this in 2 because I would like to use part of it for poison needle and part of it for damage. Okay, we got the worst roll. 4 and a 1 would be better because I'd have an extra damage with rock. But do this, and do 5 damage with rock, but I'd rather armor up. Like they got all these rocks and I can save. I guess I save a maximum of 2 damage. I don't have 2 dice. Alright. Really go for it. I know there's at least one, maybe more items that key off of enemy poison. So with poison needle, that might like be something I can actually build towards. If I kill him, I'll be taking 4 off poison. Yeah, so heal. I can cash in unlucky roll for 4 health. I don't think I want to. I think I want to just do my damage. Then let the poison do the rest. Like, we got this apple here. Okay, let's, healing crystal is generally better than that other one that I have, healing gem or whatever, but, that one is reusable. Anyway, I want to get counterfeit device, because I want to really start jamming, just generate a whole bunch of dice strategy. Bandage, that's what it is. Totally not on loan from Binding of Isaac. Dagger. I'm gonna take out whatever the least useful is. I take out leather armor. That kind of marginal. It doesn't really. It needs like 1 big die of a specific value. And like there are builds where you have items that can like help you generate specific numbers very easily. But I'm going for quantity rather than quality. Go with this loadout. Right, this magician. Oh, hello. Like an ass dish. That wasn't great. That wasn't great. Going down pretty fast. what's funny is, if I can actually get up to 6 poison, then, this poison ignores shield. Which, right now, I can't do any of that. With unlucky roll, I could do it easy, but yeah. Just gonna do this. Yeah, I'll be able to do. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's actually kind of nice with daggers. I need to do 9 damage. No, I don't need to do 9 damage. I need to do 7 damage. Do that with just 3. Duplicate this 3. Then heal. This is something I really enjoy with this game is you can just do these builds that where things just really like synergize in ways. Everything just comes together. Take the health because no use it or lose it. Alright, let's keep going. Fixer-upper guarding just this shop. Yeah, I want to see what's in this treasure chest before I go shopping. These other 2 guys guarding shops, which I probably will fight them. Like, I don't think I'm at a point where I need to start like worrying about health and avoiding things. I actually want to duplicate this 4 before I split it, because quarterstaff is actually pretty nice. 1 and 3, less good. Like, honestly, it would be a lot, it would be more convenient if the dice split evenly. Yeah, you can't always get what you want, but, I don't know if it's balance reasons or just like, you know, creative decision. Yeah, like here the leather armor would be basically useless. Is that? More important. I do like the weekend, make them need that. Normally this quarterstaff would be kind of dangerous. But they just weren't able to do it at all. Okay. Oh. So this mall already, the mall on its own is I split this deck, I can split it into odd numbers, I can like get an extra health. Hey, there's no real risk, because like I can just put stuff on the dagger anyway. This. Okay, so I didn't get any extra odd like I wanted, but I still have the cool going. Damage. And odd. Something that's real nice about healing. That you know, drop some extra healing at the end, and then that carries over, make things real complete. I think the first aid kit is going to be better than the bandage. Go. Because, you know, it's a good dice sink. Lockpick and the counterfeit device. Generate for dice. Splitting things is good for dagger needle. Out. Hey, let's go to some stores. Nice thing about this, that set up and then drop this set. I'd rather just find this first aid kit. That's one nice thing about countdowns. It persists, so you can shove stuff into them. Right now anyway. Combined dice, not terribly useful with build. This way. Unlucky roll isn't quite the healing burst it was. It's fine. In the first aid kit to end the what am I saying? between the first aid kit and the other pea shooter I saw, I would probably have a decent crowbar build. That. This, so I can, my max poison thing. Got a lot of apples around, so totally not on loan from I want to be the guy. I can tank some hits. Like doing it, but it works. Alright. They do think it's time to unlucky roll, because I am kind of getting stuck here. Like, get hit for one more turn. Does mean I'm glad there's no rollover. I am also glad that I'm glad these enemies don't play optimally, because I would take another couple damage. Anyway, I don't actually have to do anything. We'll take care of them. Just do some healing. This first aid kit has healed a lot of heal. Principle is a thing. Yay. These are not even an upgrade over the dagger, really, and we're not even doing that. So, upgrade. Reducing size is a really good upgrade. Basically, it gives you a free item. Dagger, not really what we're using. Actually, the dagger is kind of nice. The upgrade, if you're jamming a bunch of 1s and 2s into it, then like a lot of bonus damage. Kind of 6 and 3s. Lockpick plus is kind of marginal. Poison needle. We haven't really been like running into either first aid kit, although we haven't really had like a problem activating the first aid kit so far. So maybe I think either dagger. Although the thing is, like, if we're pumping a bunch of little dice into it, like I'd rather just pump them into heal instead of dagger is kind of backup. So I'm gonna up. Oh, you can also look at Yeah, you can also, I didn't realize this until now, embarrassing, swap stuff out. And, potentially do something in your backpack to upgrade. This actually would have come into play in a previous run I did, where like I had something where it's like, oh, I wish I'd had this equipped so I could upgrade it. Yeah, nah. Also, I didn't realize until pretty recently that yeah, nah was like, I guess it's like a California thing to say that. What I've heard, which I thought was just universal, but that's not. Oh, we get an extra slot. Like, we already got a healing thing. I mean, we're probably just going to buy something that's going to take that 6th slot. Grappling hook, not actually a big fan of. Unless, like, you have some kind of equipment that does, like, one really big hit. Dodge takes a lot. Like, this shop would be pretty then for us if we were a crowbar build. Yeah, I think I will spend money here. Like, we'll have enough money by the next time we want something. I'm gonna buy a second lockpick. Also, I like that you can buy things and then ignore them. Also, I could have just waited for the next shop to decide. Actually, that's probably what I should have done. But, yeah, let's just have 2 lockpicks. So we can generate a lot of dice. Really pump it into the make it pretty easy to just poison needle 4 times a turn. Poison needle might be my next upgrade. We are generating a lot of dice. Now let's go to this next shot. There's 2 apples left. Aw, strong against poison. Kind of unfortunate with the build we've got going on. Take this set. Drop it at. This one up. Put the small one. We're still gonna do the poison needle thing, even though it doesn't do as much good. Yeah, let's do this. Like, we don't want to activate the first aid kit now, although we will throw a die on it and do some damage while we're at it. We will want the first aid kit, but obviously not right now, we're at full health. Yay. Yeah, poison is not dangerous in small amounts. It's very dangerous in large amounts. Do the whole thing. Dig in. Chop in. Yes. so we just get to do... And like, even cut in half, this poison... I'm gonna do some good. Yeah, we don't really need to worry about this first aid kit right now. Funny thing is, the bandage might actually be better than the first aid kit at this point, because we have the 2 lock pits, so it's extremely easy to generate tiny dice. Now I do want to activate the first aid kit. No, I changed my mind again. The first aid kit is good because we're gonna have large dice left over. Yeah, it's a way to... like, we are getting extra poison off that claw, so, and like, go up to poison 11. Like, are they going to take 5 instead of 11? But, like, that is, you know, that is a steady source of damage. Like, not the worst. Ooh, parentheses, the power. We can just, like, spam this first aid kit. Pretty easy. What's going on? That is kind of an unfortunate thing with the curse, and like, maybe I should have started using other things to try and defuse it, because you can only get cursed once a turn. I think the way curse work might have changed recently. Work that way. Okay, so they're dead to the poison. I want to do as much healing as possible. 6, 10, 12. So I will need to duplicate this 4. I'll have exactly enough. I need the curse to not go off at all. No way. Oh, maybe the curse applies to, like, a specific thing instead of applying to, instead of being like a random chance per use, it might be a random item. And so if you don't use that item, it just doesn't apply. No. There we go. Oh, huh. Well, so much for that. Or maybe it doesn't actually check until you, like, actually use it, so just putting a die on a countdown doesn't. Anyway, this is fine. Fine, that's you know, the problem hound thing. The question hound, I believe. So... skeleton key is press. I can generate a bunch of tiny dice and get a double on a large die, then get a bunch of large dice, get like countdown build. Needs a lot of things, so you need to be able to generate a bunch of extra dice, and then you also have double. Thinking not. Bump. Or if you're trying to get specific numbers. No sacrifice is like a defensive option. I don't know. I'd rather just have stuff that does stuff all the time instead of having to activate the Ring of Sacrifice at the one point where I'm about to die, and then I'm still low on. It seems more like something you bring in against enemy. That have like one attack that takes a while to charge up, and I'd rather not spend my money on that. It is an interesting. I'm gonna call it. It is an interesting, like I would call it a sideboard option, which, yeah, that's like the the magic thing where you have to bring in and take out cards when you know what you're up against. Which in this game, you would know from the enemy, from the specific enemy, like once you actually know how that enemy works, and you can swap your stuff in and out. And that's advanced tactics for people who know what they're doing. So, nothing to buy from this store. Done everything we can on this floor, so just take the healing, because they're lose it. Check this store one more time. Yeah, we decided against those for a reason. Move on. Floor 4. Most important enemy first, or the enemy that's guarding stuff. You can still prime the first aid guy. Dice just turns them into 1, which against some builds is pretty bad, against some builds is nothing or even help. Yeah, Ice Age is going to be annoying when it gets up to 6, although not that annoying because freezing dice is actually that bad. Like duplicating my bigger dice, like drop mine. So look at all these dice. heal for the max. Already. Yeah, the Ice Age is not an Ice Age. Huh. Actually, kind of curious whether I can actually get everything onto the Ice Age. Not enough to actually do it, because I don't really want to use it. Be better with my other dice. At this point, the poison needle upgrade might actually be worth something, because, especially with the unlucky roll, actually use the thing. Alright, well, I'm gonna get Ice Aged. Nope, it's fine. Don't actually get to heal unless I want to use my unlucky roll and 8-1 into it. I could duplicate one of them at least, so I get to use poison once. I'd rather just this. Treasure. Iron armor. It is. I'll just hold on to it. Not really. I'm taking this health. Hacksaw is just like a double lockpick, basically. Better than the lockpick. You're poisoned for both. That's bad. Because I'm the one doing the poison. Stuff is interesting, but it's a 2 slot. Let me check my equipment. The hacksaw is basically does the role of 2 lockpicks. There's that. And like I could take out lockpick. I might the fight thing is like I might actually be generating enough dice that the bandage is better. If I'm really brave, I could just take out the dagger. Take out dagger, lockpick, lockpick. Get, then... I don't actually think I have enough stuff to support 2 countdown. You have to go off and then on again, I believe, to re-enter a store. I do like this hacksaw though, but I don't know if I ruined it. Yeah, this is the last shop though. Having equipment. Other. Maybe I could get the hacksaw and then just have the bandage and the first aid kit for. Kind of like that. Also, I might as well buy. Might as well buy both things. I think I might want. Like maybe if the staff was one, it's like I'm not gonna have another chance. Does generate a lot of dice, and like if I have it is possible that I just depending on what my final loadout ends up being, I could end up with like counterfeit device, hacksaw, lockpick, and then like do things. We'll see. You gotta go through both of these to get to the downstairs, but that can wait. You're gonna get Corny on Cornelius, who... not so great. Yeah, Nightmare is not good for us because we will have to get all the way, because it doesn't roll over, because it generates a new version each time. So this. Season 4. I do think it's worth going in on the poison. Like we can get one limit break. We can get our limit break back by the end. By the time we like want it for the end boss, I think. Let's just do things here. And I'm pretty sure when we get Nightmare back on our turn, it's going to be back at 99. Oh no, it does keep it. Yeah, maybe we can actually outrace him. I want to try, honestly, because like I think that would be pretty funny. We did heal to full health. It does make me wish I'd actually like gone for it. Okay, we're ahead. I'm going to feel very silly if this doesn't work, but I think we can do it. I think we can race them, and If not, it'll be a funny way to end a run. So what happens if you put 2 1s on the hacksaw? Will it actually give you 4? Alright. I'm gonna start accelerating. You get the bonus. You have a healthy lead in the race. Coming up on it. 7 is usually the turn he does it, like on average. I haven't really been keeping track of whether there's been rolling above average or not, or below average, but 12, 15, 17. Okay, so we should get him next turn, assuming he doesn't get us this turn. We're good. Also, now I'm really kicking myself for using Poison Needle earlier because otherwise we might have gotten there. Oh, those are some high rolls. No, never mind. No, we're good. Nowhere close. Well. Alright. Let's, let us... And he was going to do it on turn... There we go. It was going to do it on turn 7, as is average. Actually, am curious what the odds are of Cornelius hitting on any turn other than 7. I feel like it would be. I mean, I'm sure it'd be very easy to just math it out. It'd also be even easier to just Monte Carlo it, just like run a bunch of trials. I guess the combinatorics aren't too bad on them. Now it is 28 dice. That is kind of not trivial. Oh, hello. Yes, double poison. Yes, this is the thing we wish to be doing with our lives. Also, I think the bandage thing might be a bust. Yeah, these are all useful. Yes, kind of all goes together. Although it does mean that we have 2 countdown things. Maybe swap the bandage back in. It's basically only a good rate on extra 1s. But we want to be pumping our big boys in flight anyway, which the first aid kit, it was good. I thought, it was good when we didn't really have a sink for our large dice, but now we do. So Actually, if we're really going all in on this poison, can actually do this bit of nastiness. Yeah, we're kind of good on things to do with our one. Okay. Chop these up. Take him a little. Easy weasy. Yeah, I think I'm trying to remember how much damage ended up calculating that he does. Because the possibilities are 2, 4, 6, 8, 0, 0. So 20 over 6, or right, the third damage turn on average. So Sneezy is very weak. Should probably be a lower enemy. Also, Pop is useful for me. In fact, the only bad thing is that I have so much good stuff going on that I don't get to use it all. Good problem to have. Actually, the other bad thing is I'm not getting my limit break like I thought I would. I don't get to blight this turn. Go. Poisonous. Yes. 17. I am 1 short here. I'm not going to need this blight, but kind of nice to have. Now this is the quad. Actually need anything, so I'm just bandage up. Turn. Alright, just made it up to level 4. Extra dice. Take extra permanent health. Yeah, I think I want an upgrade. Wow. my backpack, that might be worth it. Nope, not really. Not double. So I can upgrade Poison Needle, which doesn't really double the effectiveness like I would want it to, because getting to 4 is pretty easy. You can get to 5 or 6 reasonably well, but this actually does double the effectiveness, because I haven't been able to proc it every turn. At 12, I can probably proc it every turn. Okay, let's do this thing. So 2 6s, a blight. Okay. Try to duplicate this. Then 2. Do exactly the thing I want to do, which is poison, 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 and double poison. Actually do this. Already full, but you're telling me to shut the fuck up. It only makes my opinions worse. What was this? I got my limit break back, which is good. Oh, this is the one from them. I do just, like, get to do the thing. And 12 to double poison. Yeah, this is worth it, because, like, I can just, I can just I can, what was it? Yeah, just use the leftovers to heal. So there we go. So they have some extra odds to deal with. When you're doubling poison every turn, that's kind of like, you know, adding 4 poison goes -1. So basically every turn you're going +3 and then doubling. So, like, a lot. Or up to 22. And like, I don't even need like, I don't even need to do that. I just need to heal as much as possible, which, like, no, these are already odd. 4. Oh, Okay, so these are all odds anyway. Pump all the... They will succumb to their 21 poison. But, yeah, if I'd like, played it differently, I could have potentially gotten them all as high as 50 poison. Yay, a gold. Just look at this store again. It's there. No. Antidote is the worst thing I could possibly do. Okay, time for... extra heal. Extra box. Wooden stake. Which, I am required to equip, otherwise I can't defeat this guy. I'm gonna take out the bandage, because it's the least important one. The best healing, I mean, the best way to not die is to win fast. Take our final upgrade. We can upgrade the wooden stake, but probably not going to be necessary. Because we just kill him faster, and then we can start pumping things with the wooden stake faster. So... yeah, I don't think we're gonna have any trouble getting the wooden stake ready. Famous last words. Maybe that's just correct. Then we don't have to worry. Yeah, I'd do it. And that's also some just insult to injury. I'm not just killing him with a wooden stake. I'm killing him with a wooden stake plus. Yeah, 64 health. That's like very little. Plus draining health is not really a big deal. So do the thing we do, because that is what we built our character to do. By inflicting... here we go, that's 8 poison on the first turn. And like, we could have pumped it even higher if we had taken the extra. Didn't need to. Plus this whole, like, snowballing poison effect is going to be kind of nice. Considering. Fog Cloud. Fog Cloud does, the blind isn't useful, the shock kind of is. Kind of... we got 4 dice, not really. I don't think so. Anyway, I'm gonna start chopping. Like, there's really no downside to it. Stick to the plan, I guess. kind of using all our resources this turn. Hey Glenn, this is Dicey Dungeons. It's roguelike that's in alpha currently. It's not Dicey and Dungeons. Dicey Dungeons. Maybe that'll be the sequel, or maybe that'll be the expansion pack. They'll be the same game, but with an and in the middle. No other words. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a good soundtrack. It's by the person who did by Chipzel, who did the soundtrack to Super Hexagon, which if you like chiptune music, you should also check out. And also a game by the same guy. This question mark hiding is like not actually terribly difficult for me because I can just duplicate it and it goes away. Let's keep chopping up our dice. Actually, let me do some math. I was gonna do some math, but 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Going to be enough poison to get him down, and if he drains some, you can it'll be enough to get him down again. Yeah, use our roll. Dump these in because I am gonna need this. If he drains health when he's at 1, that's going to be annoying. Which he is going to. That means he's not at 1 anymore, and I won't be able to use the stake. But it's fine, because I can just drain him again. Now he's at 1 HP, which means... Stake to the vampire. I have a dirtbag vampire. Still does have the like teen vampire thing going on, but like not sparkly at all. So at least not that. And we get experience from the end boss. Yeah. Take our victory apple. There we go. There's the thank you note for finishing this version. Yeah, this version was delayed by a couple weeks. Because the game was updating every 2 weeks before this, and now it's updating as updates are ready. So that's the thief. Didn't do a lot of thieving. We mostly just poisoned people to death. Between this poison build and the shield build I did yesterday, I guess I really just enjoy the builds that like snowball some resource over the course of turns. So tomorrow I'll be back with the Inventor, which is out of the 3 that are implemented in this version, it's the weirdest. it takes the most planning because you have to, every battle, trash one of your items and turn it into something new at the end. That's going to be an interesting one. Yeah, the dungeons, they're very dicey. You know, tomorrow they will be equally dicey, maybe dicier. So, till then.